Uh, I thought it showed some good things, good and some not so good. After watching it, I didn't think I thought we played okay. I think if you really go back and study it on the difference in winning and losing, we make more free throws, higher percentage, and then we scored like 8 points in the last 5 seconds of the shot clock. So if you take away that and take away some other things, it's not like a convincing margin, but I did think we played pretty well. We executed, probably better than I thought we would offensively, especially considering we didn't have Jalen. And then I don't think we had starters necessarily. Some play their best, but Ochai was obviously spectacular, and Remy was great the second half, and Juan was solid, and that was enough with a good bench. And so I left out of there pretty encouraged that we can get better.
How big a role did low turnovers play in that, and do you know why you guys were so successful?
Well, we turned it over 9 times, and one of them was side out late, and a couple other ones were early. Kind of the jitter, probably had the jitters, but I do think this. I think that the way Michigan State played, they probably didn't pressure us, except basically heels on the 3-point line, and then they did everything inside of that. But probably their team in the Big Ten is this way. Will probably be a low turnover league. Like they may average 11 and get 11 a game, something like that. Whereas some other teams in other leagues that will try to create things, Michigan State historically hasn't done that. So that may be part of the reason. But also I do think we did a decent job of handling the ball.
What do you see defensive-wise from the film after this game? Just overall, what maybe improvements you want to see defensively or anything?
Well, we got it. We're just getting started. So there's a ton of things we got to do better. I think our big man activity level was not great. I don't think we guarded isolation on the post great. I think that our communication wasn't quite as good as what it could be, and our transition defense wasn't very good at all there for certain stretches. But overall, it wasn't. I mean, it was probably maybe a 6, and offensively maybe a 6, which I know we can get a lot better in both areas.
You signed these 4 guys to the spring class this early period. What do you feel like they give you? What is maybe still out there for you to get with this class?
Well, without going into specifics, we're going to lose a lot of guys. I mean, we could lose as many as 8. And so to get 4 early is a big step for us. We'll continue to recruit a couple of high school kids, but not a lot. And then we'll probably, if we have to go through the portal, maybe do that late. But I think it's a good foundation. Nationally, it's probably a top 5, 7 class in America nationally. And we're real close to being even better than that. But I'm pleased with those guys. I think we got 2 big guys that can help immediately, and we need them to help immediately based on what we'll lose. And I think we signed 2 wings that are potentially starters right off the bat. So I think we did pretty well. And we still got Joseph and Bobby and Juan and coming back at point guards. Basically. So I think we're going to be okay. The big key with that was after we got MJ and Grady was how do we fill the hole inside, and Ernest and Zuby should be pretty good at that. And now that Cam's redshirting and we saw glimpses of Zach, I think it looks a little bit better than maybe what it did a month ago or so in that area.
It seems like when you look at what you brought in this year, this offseason, and then that group of 4 right there, there's a lot of positional versatility.
I think so.
By design?
Well, I mean, I'd like to be able to say that we're it's all that well thought out, but get the best guys you can and then plug them in how you can plug them in. But in our situation, we needed a rim protector. We need somebody who can set a ball screen and get out of it. And we got 2 guys that I think are pretty good at that. Zach will always be probably a pick and pop type 5-man, even though he's getting so much better daily. And then the guy we hadn't talked about was KJ. KJ, we can play small, which we'll have to do against Tarleton tomorrow, play small some. So that may open up some opportunities for KJ, at least in short term. So I don't think it's bad. Now, do we have a Joel in there? No, but I think we've had many years where we were very. It was a question mark going into the season if these guys could deliver at a really high level early, and I think it'll still be the same questions next year. But I do think we got the talent. We can do it though.
You have to get back to 13, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. This is the 1 year you have 14. Yes.
But you wish, like, when they gave all these people that extra year, do you wish they sort of tiered it down more?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe if somebody had 16 right now, in the head, so you'd have, 3 that you'd be losing and then losing another 3, and you don't know how many to sign or something. But with Mitch and the one, that's not a big deal.
What kind of challenges this Tarleton game? Just so quickly
I think, of course, we just watched tape yesterday, but we're probably a little bit tired. But they played in Palo Alto on Tuesday as well, and they flew commercial probably, so they may be tired too. They're very small and they're very quick and they're very aggressive, so they can all dribble drive it and create mismatched problems offensively. Will be hard to play bigs, and on the flip side, they pressure so much sometimes you can forget about your big. But Billy's got a good team. They were. I think they were up on Stanford by 2 at halftime, and so they're capable. He's got a good team, and they try their butts off, and he'll have them jacked to play here, obviously. So it'll be a hard game. It'll be a hard game and probably a low possession game.
You talked to him before the game. Have you lately?
I haven't talked to Clyde in probably 4 or 5 days, but no, we talk on a fairly regular basis. So yes, I'll talk to him before the game, and even if I see him, we'll probably shake hands too, Gary. But he's obviously a dear friend and of mine and Norm's, and we'll look forward to seeing him.
When that game got banged last year, did you know you'd probably try to get him on the schedule for this year?
We promised that. That was one of the deals, because the game was what'd you say, banged last year? Yeah. So the game was early before before they announced when season would start, if I'm not mistaken. So let's say if the season started on the 29th, the game may have been scheduled on 22nd. So we just did away with those games. We contacted those people to see if they'd want to come the next year, though, and he definitely wanted to.
He's going to be on our network pregame, and I'll certainly try to get a story about you from him. Do you have a sound bite about Billy that you can share that we could play for him?
I remember we're playing at Illinois, and we're playing Kansas in the Sweet 16, and he's got the scout. He was talking about how cocky Kansas was, walking around, strutting around like they think they invented the game. And he said, "Oh, well, wait a second. Well, maybe they did, but that's kind of Clyde in a nutshell. He is ultra competitive, dude. I asked him how boot camp was going. He said, "It's not going great. All we did today was alley drill." I said, "Well, how long did you do that?" He said, "For an hour." So, but he's that kind of guy. He gets them to play so hard, and they all buy in. And he'll be really successful there. It's a good fit for him, I think. They're at Tarleton because their president and AD have great vision, and they're wanting to do it right. And they got a guy that's kind of he's been on a team where at El Paso, where first of all he's been a JUCO coach, he's been a high school coach, he's done all that stuff, and he's a head coach at El Paso, where you win 6 games one year and turn around and win like 26 the next year. So he knows how to flip something, and they'll get that thing going down there fast.
Dave said you guys had a conversation about maybe him just doing his job, not trying to do too much. Do you think that was part of his night the other night? And what do you want to see from him tomorrow?
You know what? I don't, Dave is he's going to get numbers, guys. He's going to get baskets because we throw the ball to him enough. But he got no rebounds. CB gets 8 defensive rebounds. David gets 0. And I'm not saying CB rebounded the ball great either. But I mean, that's big's got to play big. And I thought that he had some really good defensive possessions, one-on-one in the post. I just mentioned that earlier. But then we had some really bad ones too, where guys just spun off of him and shot naked. So and I'll talk to Dave about, just worry about doing the simple things, running, rebounding, playing to your size, that kind of stuff, and you'll score points. But sometimes he can get sped up, and when he gets sped up, sometimes he can kind of, I don't know what the term would be. I mean, it's obviously get off balance, but maybe get outside his base to the point where he doesn't recover as well. But David's more than capable. He actually, I thought he and CB both came back and played a lot better second half. And that was good to see for both of them.
He had a block.
He had a big time block. Yeah, it was big time.
What did you think of it?
It was clean. It's whenever you have two bodies that big kind of jump into each other and the ball doesn't leave its hand, you wonder if it was clean or not. But that one was clean. Yeah, it was great defensive play. And then immediately, I don't know if you remember, sprints down the floor, post up strong. They call a foul, we shoot a 1-and-1 just because his activity level was so good. And he didn't get a touch, but he forced the official to call a foul. And he can do that far more than what he does consistently, I believe.
So a few things seem to surprise you about your guys. So when you put those 3 freshmen in on the biggest stage in basketball, were you expecting them to step up similar to what they did?
I didn't expect Zach to score 7 points in 4 minutes. He was great. He was great. And Bobby would be the one I say, you know what? I think he could really play well in that situation. And KJ only played 4 minutes, but he got the most out of those 4. I thought they all did well. I thought Jalen Coleman was okay. I thought that Joe was okay. But really the freshmen from the bench standpoint stole the show the other night. They were by far the most impressive reserves that we had the other night.
Jalen making through that game without re-aggravation.
Yeah. Jalen said he felt fine yesterday. Said he felt good. So hopefully he's on an uptick back to getting closer to 100%. No. Well, I told you guys, Cam and Dylan are going to redshirt. And I don't know if I told you, I told somebody, but they're going to redshirt. And then Kyle is still talking it over with his family. But the other guys, we're planning on playing. So at the most, we'd have 2 on scholarship. And I'm not going to force Kyle to do it. If he doesn't want to do it, he didn't have to do it.
Just to get it straight, Cam's next year counts. He doesn't get a super senior, or his scholarship doesn't count.
No, he'll be part of 13 next year.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be part. That's a good question. I hadn't even thought of that, but he'll be part of 13, not 14.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, guys.
Thanks, Mr.